Hey everyone, and welcome back. I'm Tanya Somerton, the Divorce Angel, and over the last 4 days, I've been sharing with you my tips. On Monday, I wrote a blog, and it was my 5 tips to saving money when getting divorced. You can get a copy of it on my website under www.tanyasomerton.com/blogs. And what I've done is every day since then, I've actually provided my tips as to how you can save money as you're dealing with this process. So if we can just recap, my number 1 tip from day 1 was making sure that you put together a comprehensive folder like this. And as I said, my clients get a checklist, and on that checklist it has 3 pages of questions and of the paperwork that we need to actually support getting the best outcome for your financial separation or your divorce proceedings by looking at that comprehensive picture of your relationship. And it's things like money that's been brought into the relationship, mortgages, employment, inheritances, and the list goes on and on. So it's really important to make sure you put together a folder such as this one here. As I said, it can do or it can save you anywhere from $500 to a few $1,000s, depending on how confusing or complex your relationship breakup is. So if you've got businesses or trusts or things like that, it could actually cost a little bit more. But making sure you have a comprehensive folder like this together can save you a fortune. My second one was making sure that you spoke to the right people and not talking to your lawyer about your about your emotional issues or about conversations that you've had with your ex-partner or ex-family members or anyone like that the night before or the week before or whatever. Your lawyer is not employed to be listening to those sorts of things. We have specialists out there, there's subject matter experts that can help with those things. And you've got, I'm sure, girlfriends, family members, things like that you can talk to release some steam. Don't talk to your lawyer about your emotions and how you feel. That's not what they're there to do. They're on your team primarily to give you legal advice, and that's what you're paying them for. So at 6 minutes to sit there and to talk about what your ex-husband may have said on the phone the night before, or how your ex-wife didn't come and pick up the children when she said she was going to do it, whatever, unless they have some sort of legal ramifications or are able to build a case, sometimes it's just a lot of white noise, and it's actually just costing you money to talk to them. So make sure you talk to the person that's most qualified to help you with those issues. My third one was making sure that you have a financial plan. And what that means is a lawyer is not a financial planner and cannot give you financial advice. So make sure that before you go to your lawyer that you've had a look at all of your assets and your liabilities, and you've got some idea as to what you want out of your future. Make sure that if you want to keep the family home, that you can service the loan. If you want to keep investment properties, that you are able to service them, you've mitigated your risk and those sorts of things. If you're looking at transferring superannuation, is that the best thing for you to do, or should you be keeping the majority of your super because there's fees and charges that need to be paid for transfers, or the actual, it's not a dollar for dollar transfer, and what you're actually going to get at the end of it when you do transfer it isn't actually what you thought you were maybe going to get in the long run. So making sure you've done that proper financial due diligence and have some idea as to the benefits and what outcome you want. And then you go to your lawyer and you fight for those things that you've thought long and hard about, and you know that you can financially keep. My fourth tip, which was the one from yesterday, was that all lawyers aren't the same. What did I mean by that? Well, there's good and bad in every field. So if you go to a lawyer and you actually think that that they are doing the right job for you, and you feel like they're representing you properly, and you feel like they have your back, that's a good lawyer. If you're ringing and if you're not getting any answers, if you're not getting answers to emails, if you are taking too long to get documents back to you, or when you actually gone to mediation, you don't feel like they've really fought for the best outcome for you, they've just given in. All of those things can actually give you a bad outcome. So as I said yesterday, I have a beautiful client who's spent $56,000 with a legal company, and she still has not had her consent order submitted to the family court. So we're trying to help her out right now, and she's just beautiful. I look forward to working with her, and I'm 100% certain we can get her done in the next 4 weeks, have it all finalised, and help her get back on her feet with, you know, an amazing outlook for her future. So my final tip, which is today's tip, and that tip is that time is money. So just like anything financial, time in the market is how you accumulate wealth. What happens, and I see this regularly as well, is people that fight over minute things. So let's, for instance, say that a couple have sold their house and they've got the equity from the sale of the house sitting in a lawyer's trust account, yet they're still arguing, and because they're still arguing, they can't draw that money out because it hasn't been finalised. So what's actually happening is that money is sitting in the legal trust account. The couple aren't getting any interest from that money, and in a lot of cases, if you sold a property, it could be a few $100,000, could be more, and that money is better off in your pocket. So if you're fighting over $1,000 or $2,000, or you're fighting over something minute, unless it's a massive issue, think twice about what it's costing you, because it could be costing you more by doing that. And you know, it's not unheard of people having money in lawyers' trust accounts from anywhere 3 to 6 months, even longer. So it's something to be really mindful of. Also, interest on debts. So if you do have credit card debts and things like that, and you're waiting for your financial separation to go through so you can pay off those debts, the longer you continue to fight over things, and if that's, you know, depending on how substantial those limits are, it could actually cost you more money. It could cost you a fortune. So making sure that, once again, you're not fighting over things just to win the fight, that you're fighting over them because they mean a lot to you, and it's what is actually fair and equitable in a relationship split. Make sure that you do everything ethically and with the best interest of the family as a whole, not just to win a bet or to win a fight, because it's just not worth it. The other thing about time is money. When money, or you're not getting your financial house in order, it also means that you're not able to purchase other properties or other assets that are in your name that you could be getting interest from or capital growth from, because you're actually still fighting over, you know, little things, and once again, the money's sitting in a trust account, or you aren't able to actually get any actual money out of your relationship. It could be that you're still arguing over a sale price of a property and it's still on the market, or there's many different things along those ways that you need to be taking into consideration. And the biggest thing I see here, and it's something that's quite alarming, and the stats from the census data were interesting on this, and that is that most relationships or people that separate, they are separated for probably about 4 years before they actually formalise it. What does that mean? It means that you're actually sitting there, you're going to work, you're actually earning a really good wage, you are building this amazing future, and you think that everything that you're doing once you've left that relationship is up to you. That's actually not the case. You need to make sure that as soon as you leave your relationship, that you think about getting a financial agreement in place as quickly as possible. If your partner goes off and actually starts to accumulate a whole lot of debt, or, you know, takes money, redraw out of a house, anything like that, it's very, very hard for you to come back from that sort of stuff. So make sure that you protect yourself, and make sure that as soon as you know the relationship is over, you know that you're not going to go back, and that it is pretty much finished, that you do something about contacting a lawyer or someone like myself who can put you in contact with a lawyer, and you start straight away considering what your financial agreement looks like. So they are my 5 tips for this week. I hope that if you listen to this, that they may be able to save you some money or help you in your decision making. If you'd like to contact me and my Army of Angels, you can find me at Tanya Summerton Divorce Angel on Facebook, or you can find me at www.tanyasummerton.com. And we deal with all sorts of divorces. We have a 5-step process, and we take our clients through each of them. Our aim is to get everyone divorced as seamlessly and amicably as possible. And because of this, and because I'm helping you, you know, our clients are saving up to 60% on those of their partners. So the figures are staggering and the outcomes are amazing. So if there's anything else I could do to help you, please feel free to make contact. So I hope you've enjoyed these 5 tips to saving money while you're getting divorced, and I look forward to catching up with you again soon.